So to help make this super practical for all the listeners as we wrap up, what are 2 to 3 quick upgrades listeners can make to their next presentation this week to make it more magnetic and more likely to convert as well?
Well, again, I've given you a couple of things. I'll give you a couple of ninja strategies. Here's 2 little ninja strategies. So here's something for everybody. Later on, sit down in a comfortable chair with a pen and paper, libation of choice, and for an hour, I want you to write down every story that's ever happened to you. And I don't mean the entire story. I just mean, triggers, like the time I locked myself out of the car in front of Costco, the time Dad spilled mustard on his towel when we went to that fancy restaurant. You'll find in an hour you've got a couple hundred stories like that. So that's the first part of the exercise. The second part of the exercise is then I want you to think about, what's this story really about? Oh, this is a story about never giving up. Oh, this is a story about dealing with difficult people. This is a story about priorities. I have literally hundreds of files on my computer with tens of thousands of stories. So when I'm putting together a presentation and I need to evoke a certain emotion from my audience, I have stories right at my disposal that I can insert into my talks. And that's one quick ninja strategy for everybody in your audience. People always ask me, how do you become a good speaker? Well, there's only 2 ways that I know. First of all, I've had lots of wonderful teachers in my life. One of my coaches was a guy named Jim Rohn, and Jim used to say, you can't pay other people to do your push-ups. Translation, you got to do the reps. I guarantee you, Jackie, the first time you did your podcast, it stunk. And the second time you did your podcast, it stunk. But it didn't stink as bad as the first time. And now you've been doing it for a while. You're starting to feel more comfortable. It's becoming a little bit more automatic. Everything in life is all about the reps. Same thing with speaking. We can get you better at speaking, but just by giving you lots of practice at it, that'll build up your confidence. The second way you get better at being a speaker is by watching lots of speakers. I watch 10 speakers a day. I watch politicians. I watch televangelists. I watch comedians. I watch them in front of big groups, in front of small groups, in front of men, in front of women. Here's another ninja strategy. I watch a lot of award shows because when a person wins the Academy Award, they only have 45 seconds to connect with their audience. I want to see how they use their time. Now, most people waste their time. They get up there, they're like, I want to thank God, I want to thank the Academy. It's stupid. Nobody's paying attention. But every now and then, a person hits that out of the park. So a few years ago, there was a gentleman by the name of Joe Walker who won the Academy Award for Best Film Editing. Now, this is Hollywood. The Academy Awards, the important people are in the front of the room. The actors. And you can tell the actors aren't paying attention. This is film editing. Well, Joe Walker gets on stage, and he's British. He speaks very slowly and deliberately. He says, a lot of people don't know this, but when phrased properly, the term Academy Award nominee can be used as an insult. Well, now the camera scans the crowd. You see people leaning in like, what's he talking about? And he continues, for example, yesterday I got in an argument with my 17-year-old daughter, and she said, well, Academy Award nominee Joe Walker. All of a sudden, you see everybody laughing hysterically. He gets off stage. Denzel Washington wants to meet him. Sandra Bullock wants to meet him. Brad Pitt wants to meet him. Time magazine said he was one of the highlights of the Academy Awards. Well done, Joe Walker. That's the way to use your time. And so when you're really trying to get better, it takes time. Nothing worth having comes overnight.